All right, I'm with y'all. Silence me, y'all learn nothing?
Oh, you want us to speak?
Oh yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be, please. I know that stuff. Yeah, I don't have to say anything. I need to see what y'all learn. I'm messing with you a little bit. Where am I?
I learned a lot, Dr. Jones.
Give me a second. Give me a second. Ooh, this thing makes me mad. The Zoom interface takes you all over the world, okay? All right, so let's roll.
I thought you said Q show was down, Dr. Jones.
It's down for y'all
Oh,
because it may go any moment. You get my point?
got
It
you.
may go down any minute, and we don't want y'all to be in the lurch because that's a headache to me if it dies.
So does that explain why I can't get any of my the files from
Past classes, exactly.
Right.
Now, if you need stuff, I can probably get it for you.
Okay.
Okay, so
I sent you an email.
okay, all right. It's kind of messed up. All right, let's go. Okay.
Well, we
Now,
learned.
I can't remember what it was about. So what'd you learn? You learned about some utilities, right?
Yeah, it was like a build off of the first lab. So we used like the alt command, at command. There was some other commands too.
Okay. Now, these commands that are kind of super powerful, they tend to be called utilities. You have awk, you have grep. What else did y'all use? That's about it. Who?
Sid.
Said. Okay. These things kind of fall into they're a little bit bigger than just plain commands, okay?
You got sort.
Yeah. Sort, yeah. And that's about it, right?
You got head and tail.
Head and tail is just commands, right?
Okay.
But I hope you're learning that you can do a lot of stuff with files without having to open the file up. Got it? And how many are totally comfortable with our other features like this, come on now, this, dang, come on. Like this and this. How many know how to do that?
Mm-hmm.
How many are comfortable with this?
Right.
All right.
At command.
All right. How many of you know that you have this also? Let me separate those so you can see them better.
Yeah, I don't know that one. What does that do?
Well, what does this mean?
I know that one, but
What does it mean? What is it called? What is this one called?
So you have the redirection, and then you have the one that appends.
Okay. Yeah, but they're both forms of redirection. So what is this?
I don't know.
Come
Would
on
it
now.
be input then?
Of course. Yeah. Input redirection. Okay.
Well, how does that work?
We'll see. Okay. Which means you can receive stuff from a file. Got it? You can receive input from a file. So we'll get a chance to use that as we go. All right. There are some features of grep that y'all don't know about, and we need to play with for about 10 minutes, okay? Because what does grep do?
Tracks information from files.
What information?
Based on your choosing.
Okay. It's really a short term for this is pattern matching. Because it identifies or it extracts lines that match a pattern you provide, correct? If I want a line that contains the word cat, I say grep cat and file name. So it selects lines based on pattern matching, right? And the pattern matching notation that we use is called regular expressions, okay? Which is a simple way of specifying what you're looking for. So why don't we go into the project in Codio and let's play a little bit with grep one more time. I will show you a little more versatility of grep. So let's fly up into Codio, open up our project. Okay, I need to see y'all's hands. Let me get some hands up here. Need some hands. Show me a hand.
So, Dr. Jones, are you sharing the Codio screen or?
I'm getting ready. I'm getting ready to bring it up.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. My multitasking is pretty poor. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Come on. Share. And this is Codio. Codio. All right. Share. Okay. Now you notice that I have a bunch of files here. Before I start, our test automation goals are fairly ambitious, where the goal is to be able to run the whole test and to gather all the results hands-free, where all you have to do is start the process that runs the process to completion. In some cases, it runs the process and it judges for you which test cases pass or fail. So it's kind of a fully automated thing where all you need to look at in the end is how many things pass, how many fail. Is that clear? And for that to happen, you got to learn a lot more things than we know. So we will probably do one or two things today, and we will work our way toward a full automation. So if you look at some of these examples here, they're going to be just very confusing because it has all the detail in there. So let's take a look at a file. Let's do the CPP file. We're going to, in a terminal, we're going to find all of the lines in this file that refer to length. We're going to grep. We're going to search for all the lines in the file that contain length. So I'm looking for length. I'm looking in the file area.cpp. Okay. Happy with that? Are you able to do what I'm doing? I need to make sure you're doing what I'm doing. Are you able?
Yes.
I need everybody engaged. Watching me is not the same as doing it.
I'll try it in a second, but Codio's kind of bugging out right now.
Okay.
Do I have to be in that? Oh yeah. Never mind.
Yeah, that works.
Now, but is that all the lines? Or are there other lines? Are there other lines about length?
I get permission denied when I try to check.
Who gets permission denied?
Cindy.
Dr. Jones, your audio is kind of low.
I know, because I had my mouthpiece away from my mouth.
Oh.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay. Are there other lines besides the ones we saw that pertain to length?
It was like length in all caps I saw in that
Okay.
file.
Yes, sirree. So we're going to split horizontal. Horizontal, vertical, vertical. Okay. So we're going to do this, I hope. So we didn't get them all, did we? Why didn't we get them all?
The pattern is only looking for lowercase l.
It's case sensitive. Unix is case sensitive. That's the first lesson y'all learned, isn't it? So is there a way for me to say in grep, I want it whether it's uppercase or lowercase? Is there a way? And what's the answer, y'all? Come on now, what's the answer?
Yes.
Otherwise,
-I.
Unix would be a piece of junk, right? So you can always say ignore the case. -I says ignore case. It's okay if it's uppercase. It's okay if it's lowercase. It's okay if it's mixed up. Did y'all try that?
Yes,
And what you get?
like I got uppercase also.
That's what you're supposed to get. Now, what if you also wanted to know where those lines were in the file? On what line numbers will you find the word length? How do you think we do that?
-N.
Thank you. So I can apply both of these. You can put as many options in there after the dash as you need. So if I say IN, it means I want to ignore the case and I want you to tell me where things are.
Don't you have to put a space?
Hmm?
Oh, I saw that you didn't put a space between the I and the N.
All right, let's do it. It's going to say, I think you're crazy, but let's try it. What does it say?
Oh,
So now it's looking.
No, it's looking for an N.
Well, yeah.
Okay. And it is, okay, the command syntax is this: grep followed by some options. Options are letters that change the command, right? I'm going to say call these options. Okay. Followed by files, file list. Okay. In this case, we're saying look in file in, right, for this stuff, but it says what? Excuse me, I'm saying the wrong thing.
Look for N
Yeah,
and
yeah,
L.
oh yeah, oh yeah. It's
Mhm.
saying it expects, this is weird. I don't know how to interpret this. Okay, it's looking at, this is weird. I don't know what this means, but it's a badly formed command, all right? Badly formed. So, I will show you one more. If you're looking for lines that don't contain, that do not contain length, I can put the option V. Don't ask me why it's V, because it's upside down, right? V means not found. And so what you have is all the lines that don't have mention of length, right? So let's summarize. We've looked at options. We've looked at options I for ignore, N for line number, V means exclude certain things. And there are other options that come into play, but these are the most common ones. Are we clear?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, what did I just do? Did y'all see what I just typed here? What line did I type? Y'all see that?
Comments?
It's a comment. So I kind of neutralized the system so it wouldn't try to react to what I was trying to tell you. Okay? So a pound sign at the beginning is a comment. So the operating system will ignore what's in the comment. All right. Now, let's take another look. I want to see which lines say enter something. Okay? How do we do that? Okay.
So you do grep cn.
No, I want to see lines that say enter,
Oh,
prompts.
okay.
So you want it in capital or small or like both?
Just enter. No, I want to see exactly. No, it's case sensitive now. Good question. Case sensitive. So I'm just saying enter, right? Oh, I need to give a file name, don't I? The enter is the pattern. It expects a file name.
There.
And I think I got it messed up. Grep, enter. Okay. Are we good? Now, if I want to make sure it says enter followed by a space, okay? If I want to say enter followed by a space, how would I do it? For this, you have to actually give a string that says enter space boom. When you use a single quote, whatever you put in here is literally what it looks for. Is that clear? It literally looks for enter followed by one space.
What happens if you use a double quote then?
We're going to see in a minute, okay? So notice that in the code, I took the space out between enter and length. So I found the right thing. Let's try double quote. With Unix, the double quote and the single quote in some instances have there's no difference. Other times it's a night and day. So it kind of worked there. Let me try one more thing. Okay, good. All right. Are we good? Okay, I think we are. All right. Let's do something else. Do you realize here I can type in the command history, right? Did y'all know that?
Yes.
Okay, and it'll show you all the commands that you've done. And
It doesn't contain the bad commands.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. So in this case, if I want to rerun a command, you can do it just by saying exclamation. In Unix, we call exclamation a bang, bang, and the command name, command number, and that's 18. So we'll rerun that command. Is that clear? Now, what's important is that whenever Unix sees an exclamation point, it wants to treat it as if it is the bang character, which is like history, execution history. So certain characters you can't always output the way you want to. For example, if I want to say hello to and two exclamation points, if that's what I want to say, we know about echo, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
So we can say hello and two bangs, and what happens?
Hello. Yeah.
What just happened? Has this thing lost its mind?
Yeah,
Echo. Oh yeah, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh yeah. Aye. Aye. Okay, how many of y'all seeing what's happening? How many are seeing what's happening here? It's going to get even more interesting.
It reruns the code again.
Well, actually, what does bang mean? Okay, watch this. Bang by itself means repeat the last command. Okay? If I say bang, bang, I'm going to say ls. If I say bang, bang, it simply means the last command. Y'all see that? So if I say, again, this echo thing, dang, this thing got really out of control, didn't it? Hello, bang, bang. It does what? Hello, bang, bang. Hello. What does it do? It says, it gives you hello, right? And it also gives you bang, bang. What's bang, bang?
It repeats
Previous
the.
It's the last command you did.
Yeah.
So it's stuck in this string, the last command you did. That is not what we wanted, is it? Because we want a exclamation followed by exclamation. Does everybody see that?
Will it make a difference if we put the bang in single quotes?
Who said that?
Pierre.
Oh, Pierre. Okay, grad student Pierre. Let's see what's going to happen. Ah, dang. I'm sorry.
You put it in there.
I'm yelling in your ear. Okay. How do we do this in C++? Don't we say escape? Don't we just say that? Oops. We're going to say escape, bang, escape, bang. What does escape mean?
Go line and I think.
Don't treat it in the normal way. Do not treat bang in the normal way, right? Instead, treat it like a regular character, and you will see it come. Don't make me, oh. Okay. Now, is this thing crazy? Okay. This thing is trying to embarrass me. Y'all notice that?
No, we don't notice.
But in normal versions of Unix, what I'm doing will produce the exclamation points for you. And it's going stupid here. I don't know what
Why
it is.
not remove the double quotes?
Girl, see? All right. Now I know that on our old Unix machines, what I just did would work fine. Okay. So when you're dealing with bang, I guess if you put it inside of a string, it's going to always treat it as history. So we don't want to do that. All right. Okay. What else did you learn? We know how to sort. We know how with awk to pick stuff out. There is one more thing I have to show you about awk. Okay, so if I want to see what the prompt is that people are, if I want to see all the strings that are in my program, I can say grep for this, double quote, CPP file. Okay. If I want to see what's inside the quotes, what do I need to do? I need to see what comes after the quote, don't I? Y'all with me? So I can say this. This is something you've not seen before. I can say grep. It's awk. This may work. We're going to see.
You didn't put a file name. Oh, yeah, you did.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't finish my dang program. I'm sorry. My brain ain't working too good. All right. Okay. And This thing is making me look crazy here. Okay. Oh, might have to do this. This ain't working good. This isn't working. Oh, I did it wrong. Did it wrong. Okay. I'm gonna do it again, and then I'll explain. Dash F means capital F means I can say what delimiter to use to separate things in the line. By default, the delimiter is a space. If I want it to be a double quote, I do this, and then I say print dollar. If I say $1, what am I referring to? I'm referring to everything to the left. Okay, is that clear?
I would think, you know how when we were working with files and $1 was like the first field?
Yeah.
So would that be like the inner since it's the first thing to the left of the quote?
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm looking silly today. Dang. Come on, you got to put the file name. That's what I'm missing. For one, this isn't right either. Okay, I'm about ready to give this up. Okay, forget about this one. We need to get into what we're going to do because I'm in deep water. Okay. The point I'm trying to make is the ability to pick out patterns is very general. It doesn't have to be just a word. Okay. So I'm gonna give you one last one, then we're gonna be done with this. I can say, find me. I can grep. Find me what happens when I say tr enter followed by a colon. Okay. Okay. So let's take a look. I'm looking for lines that have the word enter followed by a colon. The two characters dot star really means any set of characters. It's like I don't care. I've got to see enter followed by any number of characters, but eventually ending up with a colon. Those are the lines I'm looking for. And this is a way for you to say, I want to search a line based upon multiple things instead of just one. Is that clear? Dot star means any characters, any number of characters. So the pattern is the word enter followed by any number of characters followed by a colon. It will find those lines. Okay? All right, so I think it's time to get busy. I have one diagram to show you, and it's going to be a little crazy when I show it to you. So hold on to your hat. And one day I'm going to take the time to give you these lectures, but today I'm just going to show you something. Is everybody seeing this?
Yep.
Everybody see the PowerPoint?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So what we're doing eventually is, and we're probably a week or two from this, okay? So we're not going to just do it suddenly. All right? So just hold on. Is we want the ability to test something. The application under test is the program that we're testing. And we want, in red here is our automation. And the automation has the ability to pass test data to the application, get results back, and record the results in different places. Okay. Also, the test data that's being used itself is coming from files. So nobody's sitting there. All the test data is stored in a file. Okay. These other files here are kind of cute, don't get me wrong, but these have to do with the fact that you may want to keep a total history of when you tested something. So every time you test, you make a recording in this history file that said on such and such a day, Ed Jones tested. All right? Today, we're going to focus on one part of this thing. Two parts, actually. I need to color something. Okay. We're going to focus on providing inputs that are in a file. We're going to show you how to do some of the automation for this, not a lot. We're not going to write the program today. We're just going to use the utilities. How to run the application, pass the test data, get the results back, and put the results someplace. All right? So let's get busy, and we'll see how easy it is. So that's where we are going. Why can't I tell where I am? Where's my Codio stuff? Must be this. Okay. Okay. So let's do a couple things. Let's run this area program. Let's just run it. And it's going to say, give me a length, give me a width, and it gives me an area. Okay. Now, what does that sound like? It sounds like the test data that I get, I need a 1 and a 2. That's my data. And 3 is my, 2 is the answer that I get. So that we know that if we do this, if we say 1, 2, and pipe it into dot area, y'all know this,
You forgot the slash.
yeah. This is my day to make mistakes, isn't it? Okay. So we know if we run this thing and give it some inputs that it's going to give me the prompts, and most of all, it will give me the area, right? Right? So that when I run it, if I give it 1 and 2, I can capture the result that I get. All right. So if I want to capture this into a file, how would I do it? Okay. Y'all don't see my face, do you? I'm glad you don't. It's an ugly mess right now. Okay.
Would you put the greater than sign to redirect it to an output file?
Say what? Ooh, okay. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this well, okay? I'm not doing it well. Let's see what files we have over here. We have a file called TCI. Okay, let's look at that file. I need to slow down a minute, just calm down, okay? What does this file contain? What kind of file is this?
The inputs and the outputs. So like on line 2, you got 4 times 4 give you 16. So length times width is equal to the area.
Okay. So this is really called a test cases file. Test cases, right? I give you 4 and a 4, you better give me a 16 and so forth, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is TCI means test case input file. Test case input file. So eventually we want to draw our test cases from this file. And the way that's done is, I will give you 3 numbers. The first 2 numbers are inputs. The third number is what I expect the output to be. Agreed?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I probably need to take this file. I need to get this line out of here because it's going to cause some trouble later on. Yeah. So let's just kill that. Now, let me ask you a question. If I wanted to run the program with the third test case, and all I have is this file, how would I do that? How would I run the program with the third test case? I don't want to type anything. How would I do it? What happens when we say head?
It returns the first line of the file basically. Well, it's going to return the first couple lines, but you
Okay.
specify. Yeah.
How's that? So what if we said head and pipe that into /area? See you run. Okay. That okay?
I have a question, Dr. Jones.
Yeah.
So when you pipe, for example, over here, you only put the name of the file once, right? So you would either put the name of the file at the left side of the pipe or the right side of the pipe?
No. If I head basically extracts a particular line from a file and puts it into the input stream. It puts it into the output stream. Pipe takes it and uses that as input to something.
So, okay. Well, now, how come you didn't do echo first?
Okay. Somebody answer that. Somebody answer that.
Because head already returns the line in the file that he's looking for, so the data is already like pulled up, and then he just pipes that data from the file directly into the program.
Okay. Also, just watch what happens when I say echo and give a file name. Y'all ready? What's the output going to be? Whatever comes after echo, it's just going to be the file name. Right?
Okay,
So echo does not work with files.
All right.
That's the real reason. That was a good question. Good question. Now, are we clear what we're doing here? So that we can certainly take data from this file and use it as inputs to the program we're testing.
All right. I have another question.
Go ahead.
So when you get the head of this file, there will be 3 inputs. There'll be the 4, 4, and then 16.
Yeah.
So will it ignore the third input and just take the 2 input and run with it?
Well, the program only reads 2 things, right?
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Now, but watch this. Let's. Okay. Let me watch y'all's faces here because I'm scared now. I'm scared a little bit. All right. I'm scared. Because I need to see some mugs here. I need to see some faces. Okay. I don't need y'all drinking or smoking on this, right? I need your attention. I need to make sure y'all are with it. Okay. Because I'm doing a little rambling here, okay? I perceive I'm doing some rambling, and I don't want any casualties. Y'all with me? Don't want any casualties, okay? I'm showing you how to use the tools, and we're going to explore different ways of doing stuff, all right? And eventually we're going to settle on maybe an efficient way of doing it, but we're still learning basic tools, okay? How many are doing what we're doing? How many are doing the commands I'm doing? Huh?
Yeah, I'm doing it.
Keep doing it and keep paying attention, and we'll come up for air in a minute, okay? So now let's do this. When we said head, when we did head, come on, man. You guys complain that I'm giving 3 inputs to the program that takes only 2. Did I hear you say that?
Yeah.
Can we take the 3 inputs and reduce it to 2 before we pass it on to the program?
Yes.
How?
Awk.
I'm listening.
I said awk.
Awk, yeah.
So be stronger. Pipe head into awk. Is that what you're
Yes.
saying?
Yes.
And then I say, give me number 1 and number 2. That's what y'all want. And forget about number 3. So I'm filtering it pretty much. I'm taking what you give me, reducing something, and passing it on. Is everyone happy with that? Does everybody understand what we're trying? Head will give you 3 numbers. We need 2 of them for input, so we can filter by only picking the first and the second. Let's see what's going to happen. What happened? All of a sudden, this is garbage coming out. Why? Well, let's debug it. Let's just go ahead and say, let's just do it right there, right? Let's see what comes out. Let's see what is going into the program. And we will see we get 4 and 4. We're not getting 4 space 4. We're getting 4 followed by 4.
Oh, you need to put the space in between.
There we go. How many of y'all learned that the last time? Y'all had to do that whenever you took the file and rearranged stuff, then you have to put spaces in between stuff?
Yeah.
You can use commas too.
Don't say that. I can use commas. What gets printed, a comma or a space?
Well, if you remove the 2 double
Quotes?
quotation marks and just, yeah.
Why are you so smart? Why you know all these things? You
I
on
didn't
it.
like using the spaces.
Yeah, I never studied hard enough to know that you could use a comma. I just did the easy way. So I'm gonna keep doing it my way.
That's fine.
I'm too old. All right. So I think we're kind of rolling. So we can say, now we're producing. We have a test case. We take the data out of it. We pipe it into the program and we run it and we get output. Pierre said a moment ago, well, shucks, while we're doing that, we probably can redirect the output into a file that has the test results. Is that what you said, Pierre?
Right.
How in the world are we going to do that? Let's finish it. After we run the program, it produces output to the screen that we can redirect. And let's just call it TSR, test results, okay, for the time being. What's in TSR? It's that, okay? Are we good? Is that good? All right. Is this what we want our test results to look like?
No, I wouldn't.
What would you like for it to look?
To have like the length and the width to show those values.
Yeah. So somehow on the way to getting our test result file, we need to stick in there what our inputs were. And we also want to kind of get rid of all this extra stuff, don't we? Because what you're telling me is you like for it to say, at minimum, you'd like for it to say 4, 4, and 16, right? At minimum, right? If you want to keep area equals 16, that's probably okay. But we certainly need to know what the data's, what the inputs are. Now, is there any way we can get the inputs into this file?
Can you make it print? Oh, never mind. I was gonna say if you would that what I was going to say was actually required to change the code, but you don't want to do that.
Okay. Well, for the time being, again, since this is our first day doing this, why don't we just be content to write this stuff to a file? Is that clear? Okay. And so if we look at our TSR, we will see that we have some stuff in here, right? Now here's a question for you. How would we go through all the test cases? How would we do that?
Yeah, I was wondering that. Can you I kind of saw when you told us to start looking into stuff like that you can like loop. Could we like, I mean, is there a way of like doing that so that you don't have to do all of it?
There's a way. Okay. So we're gonna call timeout for a moment, and I will introduce the notion of a loop. Okay, the nice thing about Unix is that it's really a programming environment. So I can do this. I can say for each L as in line. And how many lines are there in this file? 7, right? 2, 4, 6, 7. But for this, I need to just list them all. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's a way to do it. There's another way to do it, but this is the easiest, okay? Oh, heck. Remember we had to install the C shell? Everybody got to do this now. The commands that I'm using belong to the old C shell. So it didn't recognize it in the beginning. So if we do this now, it'll recognize, oh, come on now. Oh, don't tell me this thing's gonna kick my backside. It ain't gonna hurt me, is it? Shoot. I think I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble. But, dang. Okay. I am in trouble. I'm 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 in trouble. Okay. Okay, there's a way out of this, but it requires one more level of doing something. Okay. Okay, let me go ahead and confess to you, all right? I should have tested this in this environment. And I'm gonna try something real fast. I'm gonna get out of here, come back in, see if things will act any different. Dang, what a mess. Probably not. This thing never went away. That's interesting. It never went away. I want it to go away. What a mess, what a mess, what a mess. Still cutting up, okay. Okay. All right. Do I cut bait and run? Right? All right, let me just go ahead and show you. You're going to have to learn how to do this anyway, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to call myself auto.csh. Y'all do what I'm doing. Create a file called auto. And we're creating a file that can contain these C shell commands. And the first thing we put, don't y'all do it this way. Don't do it this way. Do it over here, because y'all can do files. I'm doing stuff y'all don't see. I'm gonna say auto test CSH. And we're going to build this program a little bit at a time. But the first line identifies that this program will use commands from the C shell script. So what I just tried to type ought to be acceptable in a moment. So going to be a simple auto grader, auto tester. Okay, for area. And we have inputs, and the inputs will be the TDI, TCI, TCI area dot text. These are the test cases. And the output is going to be TSR, test results area dot text. And these will be test results. And it's not going to be the fanciest thing, but it should get the job done. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is what we did over here, where we basically are going to say head -1 TCI boom boom area dot text. And we said awk. I'm gonna take your advice this time, young lady. Is that okay? Is that okay, Cindy? 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 Is Cindy there?
What's up?
I'm using your commas, okay?
Thank you.
Old dogs can learn new tricks, okay? And we said we're going to just do this to the screen to make sure this works, okay? And we're going to say, we can just say exit when we're all done. And again, we're growing a program one little bit at a time. And the basic heart of it is to be able to get a line from this file and take the first two things from the line and pipe it into the executable. So we're going to run this. To run this, you got to type in CSH.
Hey, Dr. Jones.
Yeah.
Is it possible to run this in a loop and make it get?
We're going to do that in a minute, but I want to make sure it works with the simple case first.
All right.
So we're going to try. Now you have to make the thing executable. So you need to say chmod 755 or something like that. Autotest.csh. It means we can run it. And now we're going to try to run it and see if we can get it to do something. Ready? So I say CSH, run the C shell on this autotest.csh. And this thing didn't work all of a sudden, right, Cindy? Taking your advice, it didn't work so much. Okay. Is it clear that Unix has been around a long time and there's lots of versions of it? There's lots of versions and they can work differently. So if we do this again, looks like we're, dang, Jones. I'm sorry. No cussing. That's my word now. Ain't no cussing, no cussing, no cussing allowed. Let's see what we got here. Ayoo.
It's because you're not printing it out.
Huh?
Well, you didn't see print, so we don't have print behind in front of the awk.
I'm sorry. Yeah, my brain.
So would my method still work then?
It probably does. Dang, this is terrible. I've done this I've done this 1,000 times, and I'm sitting here making simple mistakes.
That's programming.
That's programming. You're never in the clear. You're never in the clear. Dang. There we go. Now let's try the script again. Now again, I'm showing you a technique that you can test stuff out from the command line. If it works, put it in your program. Test things out. If it works, put it in your program. So we're going to try it this time. And lo and behold, we got it. Woohoo!
I got a problem, Dr. Jones.
What?
Mine says CSH command not found.
Of course, because you never did this. You got to install CSH. Remember? You got to install it.
Okay.
Okay, where am I?
Where's the code to do that?
It's a command that you got in your Unix lab. It's this. It just says, it's a Linux thing. Sudo.
Sudo.
Yeah, I got to do that.
Can you write it?
Okay. All right, do that.
All right, it's done.
Now, we're going to do this in stages, okay? Now, over here, we're going to say, that works for the first line. How do we do the other lines? And this is where we're going to have a loop in here, okay? Let's go ahead and write a for loop. L as in line, and we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is not the best way of doing it, but it's an easy way to get it going. 7. Okay, here's a loop. It ends right here, okay? You with me? It's a loop. It says for each value of L, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 through 7, do this. Now, which line do we want now? Do we want the first line or do we want the line L?
Line L.
So we can say $L. If you want to use the value of this variable, put a $sign in front of it. And this tells us here's the first test case, the second, all the way to the end. Okay. Now, we're not trying to produce an output file yet. We just want to make sure these test cases will run. If so, we'll be happy, happy, happy.
Hey, Dr. Jones.
Yes, sir.
Isn't there a way to do a range?
We're not going to do that yet. Let's just one thing at a time. Let's make sure this one thing works. Okay.
All right.
So let's try to run it again. Okay. And what do we have? Oh, shoot. What's going on? $L. Jones, you're just having a fit today. This looks like we're using the same input, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which doesn't make sense. Daggone.
Mighty repetitive.
No, this thing isn't working right. There's another way of doing it. Okay. We're just going to do this. Trust me. We just make it a while loop. Okay. While $L is less than or equal to 7, we just keep going. Is that okay? And the thing we got to make sure is that we increase L when we're done. The @ sign says you're going to do arithmetic. You're doing something with numbers. So L is a number. You want to make sure it's treated as a number. All right? On line 14, I'm just incrementing L so that I don't have an infinite loop. And let's give this a shot. So we're just changing the loop. This is actually a better way of doing it because it allows you to easily vary how many lines are in the file.
One more thing. Line 18, would that give an error on your file?
I'm not listening. I'm not listening right now, Pierre. Let me try to wrap this before we go. So yeah. I'm just blown away. This is, man, Jones. And let me give you the good news. The good news is normally when things look crazy, there's something very simple that's happening here, right? Okay, we're going to do the last thing we're going to do here. And with this, I won't cuss or nothing, but I may just storm out of the room. Is it okay?
That's fine.
No, it's not, because we're wasting time. I thought we had more on the ball today. So let's try it again. Ooh. L is changing, but something isn't happening with head. Shoot. Area text. Okay. All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to debug this, okay? How do you debug it? I will copy the line. I will just say, I don't really want to do the whole thing yet. Don't do the whole thing. I want to see when the heck comes out of here. Is that okay? I want to see what's coming out of here. Whoa, Nelly. 16. Ah! Oh my heavens. Okay. I made a critical mistake. I forgot something. My bad. We're gonna fix this and we're gonna quit. Daggone it. What does head -5 mean?
Oh,
The first 5.
It's 5 things. It's not 1, right?
Yeah.
So what's the first? So I really want to get. How do you get the first line? My expression is wrong, guys. My bad. I messed
So
this
should you
up.
be using grep instead?
No, it's tail.
Oh, you're gonna start from the end.
Get the first one line and give me the last line. That's the first line. I missed that. Right? Head will give me a bunch of lines. I've got to pick one of those lines.
Oh.
Head -2 gives me 2 lines. I want the last one.
Right.
Head 5, and I forgot to do that. So I was sending it a bunch of data, but it always saw the 4s. I didn't pick stuff out right. I messed that up pretty good. All right, thank y'all. We call that humble pie. Okay. That's the danger of doing something in public, isn't it? All right, I'm gonna show you another trick. Maybe you don't need any more tricks from me. I can continue a line by ending the line with a backslash. Okay? I can continue a line by, that way I don't go off the screen. Let's try this joker now. And we ought to be happy in a minute. We're gonna be happy in a minute. So let's see what we got. Yeah, man. Right? Boy.
Can you debug me?
Okay, wait a minute now. Is it clear we're getting different answers, right?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And more than likely, there was nothing wrong with the way I did it the first time. I just forgot to take one line from the file only. So that was my bad. Okay. Now, what would we do next? We would say, go ahead and put this on the end of the test results file, right? Now, here's the danger now. If we're going to, for this, we need to start with a brand new test result file. So we got to say erase the test result file if it exists, right? And we need to put something in it, just one line. Okay. So these first two lines will give us a brand new test results file. Is it TSR or T? Okay. And this should append to it. And now we can say echo test results and just cat TSR area. Woo, text, okay. So this might give us something that looks like what we're after. Okay. So let's try that. And here's the test results. Boom. Okay. Now, looking ahead, is it clear that we have the ability to go in this file and get rid of this stuff and put what the length and the width were into this file? Do we know how to do stuff like that? Do we?
Mm-hmm.
We do, trust me. You know how to do that. So, but we've accomplished mission one. We've been able to take a file of test cases and we've been able to go through and just automate in an automated way, pick out each test case, run it, and get the results saved someplace. Okay. Now I need to see some faces before I turn you loose. Turn me loose, turn me loose. Okay. Most of y'all stay with this. I'm kind of impressed. Okay. Impressed. Because if I weren't you, I would have walked out about 10 minutes ago because it was kind of rough. Kind of rough. Well, let me see your faces. Gotta see your faces. Whew. This thing beats me all the time. It beats me. Oh. This is horrible. I'm trying to get to see your faces. That's all I'm trying to do, and I'm losing it. I'm losing it. I'm not getting it. Okay, let's see some faces on the way out the door. That's what I need. But I can't pull your faces up.
Maybe stop sharing.
Stop. Yeah, stop sharing.
Okay. Oh, all right. Now, Raise your hand, raise your hand with a fist if you just really got this. If you just got it. I saw a finger. I said a fist, man, a fist. You guys see me. I say a fist, one of these here. How many just say I got it? Okay. How many typed in the stuff I was doing? Okay. Mistakes and all? Mistakes and all? Okay. Now, I probably owe you something between now and the next time we meet, okay? Okay? And I'll communicate with you probably in the next, by tomorrow this time, okay? All right. Now, we're going to save the video in a minute. Let me take what I have here, this auto. It's probably easiest for me to just paste this into the text box. Can I do that? Into the chat? Or is there a better way of doing this to share this with you? Is there a better way? Somebody say something. Is there a better way?
What are you talking about?
The file.
Well, you could upload it, I guess, to Canvas.
That's too much. That's way too much trouble.
And yeah, I would just use the text box.
I'll do the text box. I may do the Canvas, but let me do the chat box, so that at least we have. You can take this, and how many are convinced that it works? Are you convinced that it works? Did it work?
What would you test it? Yeah, it worked.
It ran everything. It's not pretty yet, but it kind of produces stuff. Yeah, we're gonna get it pretty in a while, but it kind of works.
Yeah, it worked.
And we can, come on, man. Oh, I'm having a time here. I'm having a time. Okay, that might just work. Okay, I pasted it in. Okay. All right, Brittany Young, are you working on my class? Brittany Young, are you working on my class? You sure?
Yes.
You're hiding your face. I can't see you. Oh, that's my girl. That's my girl.
You pasted it in the Zoom chat?
Huh?
You pasted it in the Zoom chat?
I did.
No, I don't see it.
Yeah, we cannot see it.
Click enter.
Who, me?
Yeah, click enter. There you go.
There you go.
Y'all too much for me. Y'all are too much. Man. Okay. Okay, if you need something, holler.
There's an error. TSR is, I don't think it's the name of the file. TSR_area.txt.
It is, but you need to make that file.
Oh.
No. When you run the script, it creates the file.
Okay.
The script creates the file. Is that clear? Now, let me tell you what you do need. You do need the TCI file, which you have, right?
Right.
You have that. Okay, guys. Anybody need to hang around?
I gotta hang around.
Okay. Who is I?
Yeah.
Okay. Amani, we need to talk some business for a minute.
Okay, sir.
Okay. All right. Otherwise, everyone's free to go. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Dr. Jones,
Yeah.
can I ask a question about the last assignment? Do I need to only submit the log file to Canvas, or I need to submit all the files?
This is horrible. I cannot remember what the assignments are.
But Linux
yeah.
the command.
Let me double check. This was lab 2?
Yeah, lab 2. Because on Canvas, you only said we need to submit a TXT file.
Okay.
But, so I only submit the log file.
Okay, turn off logging.
And I made it as a .txt.
Okay, let me tell you, I wish I had mentioned that to everybody. I kind of blew this. You hear me?
Mhm.
At the top of the file, I give a direction that nobody probably paid attention to.
Oh, okay.
Okay, let me share. Let me share. It's my bad. My bad. Because I knew I had it in here. Line 37, it says, before you submit the files, rename them to have the .txt extension.
I did that.
Yeah.
Okay, so all the files that you have, they should be .txt when they arrive at
Okay.
right.
Okay.
Some Windows systems and stuff, if you don't have an extension, they go crazy. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I probably need to resubmit because I only make the log files the txt. I didn't submit that.
Yeah.
I did
Okay.
redo it. Thank you.
Okay, Amani.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I can't seem to keep up with this tutoring stuff.
Okay.
Now, are you guys engaged or y'all still waiting?
No, people have been tutoring. People have been
Okay.
tutoring.
Now, did we ever get our instrument for recording who's being tutored?
I sent out a roster, well, the thing I sent to you, I had sent to them, and for everybody who came in to tutor with them, they're just supposed to log it on there and write down what day they, like how long they tutored the person and what subject it was on.
Now, but somehow I need to compile all that stuff.
Okay.
So I need weekly reports.
Okay.
Now, one time we were trying to make it so that there's a drop down list to say what the course is and who the teacher is. And I'm not sure if we did that.
Okay.
Did we?
No, I don't think it dropped.
Because you gave me a form that did not have that in it.
Yeah,
Dr. Evans is calling. Let me answer her. Hey. No, I'm just trying to get out of class. No. I'll call you back. No, we have a little after service, I guess. All right. No, it's not a party. All right. I'll call you back. Bye. Okay, sorry, I was talking right in your ear, wasn't I?
You're fine, sir.
Okay, so because what I'd like to do is provide every teacher which of their students came by, and for every course I need to see what the activity was.
Okay.
Now, I don't know the best way to do that. Because you could always give each student their little spreadsheet and make them submit it every now, make them submit it, right? You could probably do a Google's form where everybody, I don't know how to do all that.
I got you, Dr. Joe. I understand what you're saying.
But we might just have to have a stupid little spreadsheet. A spreadsheet will do. Everybody has their own spreadsheet with their name on it, and they hand it over. It's in the same format for everybody. So you can merge things easily. Reasonable?
Okay.
All right. So let's try it that way. Is that something you got time to do?
Yeah, I can do it, Dr. Jones.
Okay. All right. So let's roll with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you guys need to turn in not you. Y'all don't turn in. The tutors need to turn in timesheets tomorrow. I think they're working on that. All right. That's about all.
I'll send them an email about that then too.
Okay, man. Okay. I think the show today was for free. Okay.
Okay.
What a mess. See you later.
All right.
Dr. Jones.
Yes, sir.
So I just wanted to ask if maybe you can for the courses that I took, and I think it was operating systems, there were some projects, some files I was working on to like try to get more acquainted with scripting.
Okay.
And I was wondering if there's a possibility you can make those available.
Oh shoot, you're telling me that, but those were Codio things.
They were, but when I went to it, it says it's archived.
I know it, which is bad because it gets rid of stuff. So that stuff is probably gone forever.
It's cool. It's cool. Well, maybe you can help me with that. You know how if you write say you're writing a program, you know like C++, and then within that program you run Unix code.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
you did give us some
if it depends upon what you're running. If you, it's a system call. It's just system and put in the string, the command you want to execute.
Okay.
That's all.
Yeah, because I forgot that, and I was trying to see how I did it back then.
Yeah, it's very simple.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Cool. Well,
All
thank
right,
you.
man. You take care.
You too. Later.
Bye.
Bye.
Ooh, thing went on too late.